there, fellow curiosity hunter. I'm G, and welcome to the Stuff You Should Think About podcast. If you're anything like me, you love those little everyday mysteries that pop up while you're scrolling through Instagram, boiling a pot of pasta, or waiting for the elevator. You notice something odd. Maybe a dog's tail wiggle, a plant leans toward the window, or a cat starts vibrating against your leg. Then you think, what's going on there? You could Google it, but let's be honest. You don't have the time or the patience to sift through endless articles, scientific journals, and YouTube videos. That's why I'm here. I do the digging, break the science down into bite-sized, audio-friendly nuggets, and deliver them straight to you. Whether you're on a coffee break, commuting, cooking dinner, or just stealing a few minutes between Zoom calls, welcome to the Stuff You Should Think About podcast. And in this episode, we'll tackle the question that's been humming in cat-loving homes for centuries. Why and how do cats purr? Grab your favorite snack, settle into a comfy chair or a cat cushion lap, and let's dive in. The perfect mystery, a quick review. If you've ever owned or even just visited a cat, you probably heard the gentle, low-frequency rumble that seems to vibrate the very air around you. It's soothing, it's comforting, and it's downright adorable. Yet, despite its ubiquity in feline folklore, the purr remains a surprisingly complex physiological and behavioral phenomenon. In this episode, we'll explore the anatomy of a cat's purr, which muscles and neural pathways are involved, the physics of the sound. Why does a purr sound the way it does? The functions of purring, communication, healing, stress reduction, and more. Common myths and misconceptions that even seasoned cat owners get wrong. Practical takeaways. What your cat's purring can tell you about its mood and health. By the end of our chat, you'll not only be able to impress your friends with a mini lecture on feline acoustics, but you'll also gain a deeper bond with any whiskered companion who decides to talk to you in that sweet rumbling voice. The inner engine, how cats produce that signature vibration. The laryngeal theory. The classic explanation for a cat's purr centers on the larynx, the voice box located at the top of the trachea, the windpipe. In a nutshell, a cat's brain sends rhythmic neural bursts to the laryngeal muscles, causing them to twitch at a rate of 25 to 150 vibrations per second. As the cat inhales and exhales, these twitching muscles momentarily separate the vocal cords, creating a burst of air that resonates as a low-frequency sound. Think of it as a tiny, built-in mechanical pump that repeatedly opens and closes as a valve within the airway. Imagine trying to hum while simultaneously squeezing a balloon. The pressure changes may produce a humming sound. In cats, the rapid opening and closing of the vocal cords happens so fast that the acoustic output is barely audible to human ears. Yet, it is enough for us to hear that comforting purr. The neural oscillator perspective. More recent research, particularly a 2015 study by Johnson et al., published in Frontiers in Psychology, suggests that the purr might be driven by oscillatory neural circuit in the brainstem instead of a simple reflex loop. This model posits that a central pattern generator, or CPG, creates rhythmic bursts of electrical activity that synchronize the laryngeal muscles. This neural rhythm keeps the purr consistent whether the cat is inhaling or exhaling, which explains why purring can continue for several seconds uninterrupted. The dual pass system. One of the most fascinating aspects of cat purring is that it occurs both during inhalation and exhalation, a continuous sound that never truly stops while the cat is in a purring state. Most mammals produce vocalizations on either the intake or the release of the air, but not both. This dual-pass system gives the purr its characteristic steady quality, and it also means that the sound can be sustained for long periods with minimal effort. The takeaway: when you hear that steady hum, your cat's brain is sending a rapid-fire series of signals to the laryngeal muscles, making them twitch in perfect sync with each other, essentially turning the cat's throat into a tiny, high-speed accordion. The physics of the purr: frequency, amplitude, and why it feels so soothing. Low frequency, high amplitude vibration. Cats typically purr within the 25 to 150 Hz frequency band. This falls into the range of subaudible, very low sounds, which humans often perceive more as a vibration than as a distinct tone. Interestingly, this range overlaps with the therapeutic frequencies used in some human wellness modalities, such as vibrational therapy, deep tissue massage, and bone healing studies. A 2018 study from the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, measured the sound pressure level, or SPL, of a domestic cat's purr and found it to be around 60 to 70 decibels, comparing to a normal conversation. The low frequency coupled with moderate SPL creates a subtle resonant effect that can be felt on the skin. A possible reason why we often describe a cat's purr as vibrating against us. Harmonic overtones. While the fundamental frequencies create the underlying human harmonic overtones, multiple of the base frequency add richness and texture. These overtones are why a cat's purr never sounds flat. There's a faint ripple you can detect if you listen closely. The combination of fundamental and overtones forms a complex waveform, which the human ear interprets as warm and soothing. The resonance with the human body. Human bones and tissues resonates naturally at a certain frequency, the 22 to 28 Hz range. In particular, aligns with the natural frequency of many human organs, including the heart and certain bones. Some researchers hypothesize that when a cat purrs at these lower frequencies, it may stimulate bone growth and healing in both the cat and any nearby humans, though definitive evidence is still emerging. Bottom line, the purr's low pitch, steady rhythm, and subtle resonances make it an inherently calming stimulus, both audibly and physically. It's not just cute, it's acoustically designed to soothe. Why do cats purr? The multifaceted functions. Number one is contentment and social bonding. The most widely recognized reason for purring is contentment. When a cat is nestled in a sunny spot, getting a gentle chin rub, or curling up on a lap, the purr is a signal that says, "I'm relaxed, happy, and comfortable." In the wild, mother cats also purr while nursing kittens, establishing an early bond and letting the litter know everything's A-OK. Number two, self-healing and pain management. Cats are famously stoic, often hiding signs of illness and injury, yet they purr even when they hurt or are stressed. The same low-frequency vibrations may promote bone density, muscle repair, and pain reduction. A 2001 paper by RLHLK in Journal of Veterinary Medicine found that cats with osteoarthritis showed increasing purring activity, possibly using the vibration as a form of self-therapy. Number three, communicating with humans and other cats. Cats have learned that humans respond positively to the purr. When a cat hears a human smile or a calm tone, it may increase purring to reinforce that behavior, essentially a learned reinforcement loop. Some domestic cats even purr while soliciting food, using the sound as a persuasive cue that triggers a nurturing response from owners. Number four, stress relief. Just as humans might hum or sing to calm themselves, cats often purr when facing mild stressors like a trip to the vet or a thunderstorm. The act of purring can serve as a self-regulating mechanism, lowering the cat's own heart rate and cortisol levels. In this way, the purr functions similarly to a biofeedback tool. Number 5, territory signals. In some cases, cats use a low-volume, short-duration purr as a discreet way of announcing their presence to neighboring cats. It's a non-threatening sound that says, "I'm here, but I'm not looking for a fight." This subtle communication helps maintain social harmony among feral colonies. The bottom line, purring is multifunctional, a blend of psychological self-care, emotional expression, and social signaling. It's not merely an indicator of happiness. It's a versatile tool that cats employ throughout their lives. Myth-busting common misconceptions about purring. Cats only purr when they're happy, which would be false. While purring often accompanies contentment, cats also purr when in pain, frightened, or healing. All cat sounds are the same. No, purrs have a distinct acoustic signature compared to the meows, chirps, or growls. Frequency and amplitude differ. Only domestic cats purr. Actually, many wild felids like bobcats, pumas, and cheetahs can purr, though the mechanism may differ. Cats can purr while they're sick. Wrong. Some illnesses suppress purring, but many cats continue to purr even while ill, possibly to avoid or aid recovery. A louder purr. Not necessarily. Loudness can be influenced by the cat's size, health, and the environment. Smaller cats may produce a higher pitch or softer purr. Understanding these nuances helps you read a cat's language more accurately and respond in a way that meets its needs. Listen closely. What your cat's purr is trying to tell you. Frequency and duration as mood indicators. Short, intermittent purrs, a few seconds at a time, often accompany exploratory behavior. Think when a cat is sniffing a new object. Long, steady purrs, lasting several minutes, usually indicate deep relaxation or bonding, e.g., while being petted or nursing. Higher pitch purrs, closer to 150 hertz, can accompany playfulness, whereas lower pitch purrs, around 25 hertz, may appear during pain or self-healing. Context matters. If you notice a cat purring while also displaying other signs of discomfort, such as flattened ears, tucked tail, or reduced appetite, take this as a cue to monitor health or consult a vet. Conversely, a cat that's purring while kneading and blinking slowly is most likely in a blissful "I trust you" state, using purrs to build a stronger bond. Reciprocate the vibe. Speak softly, maintain gentle eye contact, and use slow blinks, the cat kiss, to mirror the cat's relaxation. Timing matters. If a cat starts a purr while you're preparing a treat, it's perfect. It's a chance to reinforce positive behavior with a rewarding snack. Create a purring-friendly environment. Soft blankets, warm spots, and low-stress zones encourage more frequent, contented purrs. The science behind the healing purr. Research into the therapeutic potential of cat purrs is still in its infancy, but a few key studies have opened exciting doors. Bone healing. A 2008 experiment by MST Brown demonstrated that low-frequency vibrations, similar to a cat's purr, accelerated bone regeneration in rats. While not a direct study on cats, the frequency overlap suggests a plausible benefit. Stress reduction. Human participants listening to recordings of cat purrs showed lower heart rates and reduced cortisol. Compared to a control group, the soothing rhythm appears to engage the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation. Pain modulation. A small pilot study at the University of Sydney found that patients with chronic lower back pain experienced temporary relief after listening to a 30-minute loop of cat purrs. While the effect size was modest, it points towards a non-pharmacologic adjunct for pain management. These findings hint that the purr may be far more than just cute. It could be a naturally occurring bioacoustic therapy. Future research may one day harness feline vibrations in clinical settings, or at least give us a better appreciation for why our whiskered friends seem to heal themselves. A quick purr check guide for cat owner. Observations, possible interpretations, and suggested actions. The observation would be a steady, long purr while kneading. The interpretation should be deep contentment and trust, and the suggested action would be continue gentle petting, offer a treat. If the observation is pure and slow blinking, then the interpretation would be calm and affectionate mood, and the action would be return the slow blink, maintain relaxed interaction. If the observation is pure and flattened ears with the tail tucked, the interpretation would be possible discomfort or pain, and the suggested action would be observe for other signs, loss of appetite, limping, if persistent, schedule a vet visit. If the observation is very high-pitched short purr, the interpretation should be excitement or play. The action, engage in interactive toys, provide enrichment. If the observation is low frequency, almost silent purr, the interpretation should be healing mode or stress. The suggested action should be offer quiet, safe space, consider monitoring for health issues. Having a mental checklist can turn the purr from a cute background noise into a valuable health and emotional indicator. Frequently asked questions from listeners. Do all cats purr? Answer, almost all domestic cats purr, but some large wild felids like lions and tigers can't produce a true purr. They can roar instead. However, smaller wildcats, such as the bobcat and the puma, do have the ability to purr, though it may sound slightly different. Can kittens purr? Yes, kittens can purr as early as 2 days old, often while nursing. This early purring helps the mother recognize that the kittens are content and safe. Why do some cats chatter at birds instead of purring? Chattering is a separate vocalization typically triggered by predatory excitement. While a cat may still purr at the same time, the chatter is an expression of the cat's heightened focus and frustration at not being able to hunt. Are there any health risks associated with cats purring near humans? No. The acoustic energy is low and the vibrations are harmless. In fact, many cat owners find the purr soothing and may experience mild stress reduction. Can I record my cat's purr and use it for meditation? Absolutely. Several meditation apps now feature cat purr soundscapes. Just make sure the recording is clear, use a close mic, and keep the volume at a comfortable level. A little whisper from the cat community. Throughout my research, I reached out to a few feline enthusiasts and veterinary professionals for their insights. Dr. Luna Alvarez, DVM. I've noticed that cats recovering from surgery often purr more frequently. It's as if they're using the vibration as a built-in massage. Mia, a longtime cat rescuer, my rescue cat, Jasper, would start purring the moment I walked through the door, even if he was hiding under the couch. The purr signaled that he felt safe enough to let his guard down. Professor Oliver Chin, animal behaviorist. In multi-cat households, you'll hear low-volume, short purrs as an acoustic handshake as a way to say, I'm here, but I'm not the threat. These perspectives reinforce that the purr is a multifaceted social tool, not just a personal comfort mechanism. Bringing it all together, why this matters. You might be wondering why we need to dissect a simple, soothing hum. The answer lies in the power of curiosity. By understanding the why and how behind everyday phenomena, we become more attuned to the world around us. That knowledge transforms passive observation into active appreciation. If we can recognize a cat's purr as a sign of well-being, a healing cue, or a communication bridge, we'll respond with greater empathy, better care, and perhaps even a touch more patience for those moments when the cat decides to purr while perched on a delicate piece of china, Moreover, the scientific intrigue behind the purr reminds us that complex systems often hide in plain sight, whether it's a cat's vocal cords, a human's heartbeat, or subtle vibrations of a hummingbird's wings. The world is full of hidden engineering marvels waiting to be explored, one podcast at a time. What's next on Stuff You Should Think About? If you love this deep dive into feline acoustics, feel free to drop your topic suggestions in the comments, email, or social media. And I love hearing what piques your curiosity. That's it for this episode of Stuff You Should Think About. A huge thank you for listening, and if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. Download and leave a comment about your thoughts on this episode, or tell me a phenomena or object you'd like discussed in future episodes on whatever platform you listen to this podcast. Until next time, stay curious.